Forever. Dog.
These people have capitalized on queerness or capitalized on their lesbianism, and like now they get to live quote unquote the easy way, and after having capitalized. Thoughts?
Are you stupid? First of all, that's what Republicans say. That's what Republicans say about gay people. Second of all, are you paying attention to where the media landscape is, who is winning the elections, the clean girl aesthetic? Are you so isolated in your bubble that you think that being queer is a good idea for money? I will tell you right now, it is a very bad idea for money.
Oh, we didn't even change. Oh my God, Ashley.
Well, no, we just jumped right in for Fulton. Because Ashley needs to go pick up Fulton.
My cat is alive!
And he doesn't have cancer.
Fulton! I was fully preparing myself. Because my last cat died of cancer, and famously my dad died of cancer. So, and my therapist died of cancer. I hate cancer.
Wow, okay.
Fuck
Okay,
cancer.
I know that's really serious, but I'm thinking about a t-shirt with Fulton going, like the Donald Trump meme.
Yes.
Fight!
Yes. Fight! We need that. We need that.
He's my poor baby,
that.
and I love him.
Oh,
He's the most special cat in the world. I'm sorry. I know you have Bugs, and Bugs is very special.
she's very special.
But Fulton is the most special, and you just have to believe that for the next 45 minutes.
How old is he again?
He's almost
this
9.
again.
Yeah, almost.
What? Oh,
We've done. I think
I've
we've
groomed
done.
him.
Oh no!
I
How
groomed
old was he
Fulton.
when you guys met?
Guys, no,
6
can we
months.
please
Oh,
no
actually, that's
grooming this
young.
episode.
Maybe younger. He might have been younger than 6 months. I might have groomed
That's
him.
really young.
Yeah.
That's really young.
Oh, the age gap
Oh,
between me and Fulton is like 37 years.
Oh, that's
Girl,
a really big
One
age
thing about
gap.
Fulton is he is gonna confront you.
Fight. Oh, dude, that's good news.
That is such good news. Welcome back, everybody, to the Chosen Family Podcast. I'm ALAYNA Joy. I'm your mom.
I'm Ashley Gavin, and I'm your dad.
I'm not getting a man, you're a teenage brother.
Baby.
His baby.
Well, how long should a cat live regularly?
I think like indoor cat. I think like 15.
That's what I
20
thought,
years.
too.
Yeah. 15, 20, I
I'm
think.
gonna ask the robot.
We're always asking the robot. We're always asking the robot. How are you guys otherwise? How are things?
12 to 18 years,
Okay. Yeah.
with
12
many
to
reaching
18.
their early 20s if they're well cared for. Some cats have lived into their mid-30s.
What
Oh
the
my
hell?
God.
I would love that for Fulton.
People didn't used to live that long.
We've come so far.
Insane.
We've come so far as a species. Mac, what was that reaction when I asked how you guys are doing?
Girl, there is just a lot going on right now. Things keep
Like-
happening, and to the point where I
Things
did go,
keep happening.
I looked up if the retrograde was happening because I was like, so much bad stuff keeps happening that there must be something happening in the air. But no,
wanna talk
it's not
about it?
retrograde. Just little things. Like 2 days ago, my car window blew up. It just
Stage
blew
1.
up.
What?
Wait,
what?
what?
My car window blew up.
Your
It blew up.
No.
Yes,
Say more.
it blew up.
No.
I was sitting.
That's not.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
That's not.
And it can happen. Listener, it can happen.
Listener, your car window can blow up.
Okay, it was actually terrifying. Me and my
Yeah.
girlfriend were sitting in the car. We were about to get out. We're running errands. We've just parked the car. We're talking
hot?
really quick. It's hot. We'll get back to that. We're talking, and then we hear like a noise before the explosion, like a little crack, I guess. and then it exploded.
The explosion.
It exploded, you guys. And
Were
I
you
need to
in
go
the car?
check my dash cam. Yes.
Were
I
you
need to go
driving?
check my dash cam to see if we got it on video because I'm pretty sure the car was turned on. But it blew up. And I was like, holy shit, somebody just threw a rock at my window.
Yeah, that's
crazy because I didn't really hear, like, we didn't hear something hit it. We just heard it crack and explode. And we went back and, like, I looked through the glass and there was nothing in it. And so then we were looking it up online, and apparently other people with older cars have also, and specifically Toyota 4Runners, have had their back window blow up from the fuse that is attached to the defroster on the rear window.
Interesting.
If it is faulty, then it can make the window explode. Just so you guys know. So your car window can
PSA.
blow up. No cracks in this window.
Guys,
It
she's
blew
talking about
up.
a 4Runner right now. Homophobia. During Pride, can we talk about how this season of Pride has not been going well for lesbians?
That's something we could talk about.
I don't care because, like,
No, me neither.
you
'Cause, like,
understand. I'm dating a bisexual woman. Like I
used to be a bisexual woman.
I don't.
Like, we're
well,
on
you
your
weren't,
team. We're with
but,
you.
It's like not a big deal. Like people dating men is not a big deal to me, but the reaction and the fighting.
This is what I'm saying. Yes,
Liberals,
like this is what we should talk about.
Be consuming each other. What? Why are we all so mad? What?
Yeah. They're
Wait,
like, and it's all around like.
which one are you guys
Okay, we should
talking
catch
about?
anybody
There
up
are
yet
so
who doesn't
many.
know. But let's start. It was Jojo Siwa.
First, it was
now
Jojo
dating a
Siwa, and to be
man.
fair to that one, that was a shock. There were other reasons. There are other reasons that one is a shock.
It was a shock. And I would like to put on record that I defended her when in Big Brother when everyone was like, this is inappropriate for her girlfriend. I was like, people can be friends. Friends can be platonic. I was like, friends can cuddle.
That's such a closeted person behavior.
Like
my God.
I was in her corner, and then
You had personal repercussions for that.
it was too bad. Yeah, it was really. I
There's
was wrong.
That's a speaking of age gaps from the last episode. That is an age gap. How far
is
apart are
it?
they?
I don't know. And we have the vulnerable sexuality piece, apparently.
10 years. Okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought, but
How old is she?
But here's where 22
21
to
or
32
22.
is quite big.
Yeah, like but yeah, it's all context, but it's big. But so there's Jojo Siwa dating a man, which again, to be clear, it doesn't no, we don't care that she's dating a man. Be bi, be queer, be fluid, like you go. It is the kind of reaction to that, which I think she's now being hilarious because she's like posting videos to her own audios of her like talking about how she's like, she came out and it was like such a big moment. No one's ever done it before. She's like making fun of herself, which I love.
I do like her sense of humor about it.
Yes.
It's very nice to see.
It's hilarious.
I
And,
love
like,
when people poke fun at themselves.
What else can she do, right? Like
Right.
it's honestly. So that was the first thing. And then the only other one I know about is Fletcher, who then posted her, kind of dropped her new album or a teaser for her new album, and she's dating a man. And then people lost their minds.
My understanding is that Fletcher was always bisexual. Why did
Yeah,
people not know
pretty
that?
sure she
Did
was
she
always-
use
I don't know
word
if she used
lesbian?
bi, but I know she used queer. But I know
Yeah,
that
she used
there was context
queer.
that promoted that she was bi or open to men and women or whoever. Like,
Okay, I
she
have no
wasn't
idea.
I don't believe she was strictly lesbian. I'm not
Yeah.
totally sure, but
And honestly, again, points to her for dropping a song called Boy during Pride Month. Like, come on. If you know you're going to face the backlash, you might as well do it during
You might as well up the ante. But
I-
Mac, what you just said also made me just think of something while we're on it.
Billie Eilish is the other one. Billie
what did
Eilish
Billie
is the
Eilish
other.
do?
Wait, Billie Eilish
She's
is
dating
dating
a man. The guy
Is-
from the
she's
Naked
bi.
Brothers band, I think.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Billie Eilish is bi. Like, she has been outwardly expressive about being bi,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think it's not about, I just think there's a lot of people are just like, my hero, you know what I mean? And like,
yes.
yeah.
Which, fair. The piece that I'm
and the timing
thinking through now, or that's coming to mind as we're talking about this, is like the different reactions kind of also. Ashley, I'm sorry, 2 episodes of the small sips of water. I'm like, I can't I'm sorry. I'm at the end.
She has misophonia.
Oh, I just was, I could do it for the first hour. I'm sorry. It's not you. It's not you. It's a me problem.
I know it's not me.
It's like, it's one thing when someone's just like drinking water, but like when someone's drinking out of a straw and they take these tiny little sips and it's like,
you're gonna
swallow,
actually push her over the edge.
Swallow.
I took the mic out. You can't hear it.
Okay. Hi, sorry. It's a me problem, everyone. It's a me problem, and I'm trying.
You know what I think people need to remember?
Wait. Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead. You seem like
I'm just trying to finish this thought, and I keep getting...
Yeah, say it, girl. Get it out.
Because I don't even know what the thought is. I'm like doing it in real time.
I'm trying to finish a thought, but Ashley Gavin keeps drinking water.
Ashley Gavin is just drinking these tiny
Ashley
little
Gavin
sips.
is drinking water when she knows her co-host has misophonia.
She's drinking it right into the mic. Tiny little sips. Swallow, swallow, swallow. What's my thought?
You can do it, ALAYNA. Fight.
Oh, it's this like something about the difference in reaction from like somebody who we're kind of having this conversation, and a part of it is saying, I don't think they ever identified as lesbian. Oh, I think they were always queer, always bi. So like that somehow makes it is like, well, look, it's okay because they've always identified this way. And I think another important thing to say is like, even if they had identified differently, right? Like even if Fletcher, Jojo, whoever had identified as a lesbian, had identified as gay, sexuality is fluid, and we seem to have accepted this.
Not for me, but for other people, that's what I've heard.
For other people, we seem to have accepted this like as a community when that fluidity moves toward gayness or moves toward queerness. But then when if we move what like quote unquote away, again, I'm using this like binary, whatever, there's no perfect language, but
it's politicized.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she dated women for 10 years. Fletcher, I don't know if she identified as lesbian. Let's say she did. And then now she dates a man. It's like somehow that's a problem. Whereas if she had been dating men for 10 years and then dated a woman, it's like, and I get the piece of identifying with someone. And like, I get excited when somebody new comes out as gay or when some new woman dates a woman. Like, of course, I get excited too. That's
And then
fine.
when they date men again, we burn them at the stake.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, there's a conversation there, or there's something that we need to look at there that goes beyond, I identify with this person, and like, you can be sad to lose that connection that you feel. You can be sad to lose the identifying piece with somebody, but to try and, I don't know, erase their, like make it about, oh, but it's inappropriate during Pride Month, or like we're losing another one.
I agree. It's
People
so
have
stupid.
to remember that it's not your favorite character that you're watching on TV. It's a real person. Like it is an actual human being. It's not just somebody that you're looking up to that's like in a TV show or in a movie or something. But that being said, I'm going to bring up the other side because there's also like, there's so much nuance in this. And I think that people can have their feelings hurt and be disappointed. And also not like say horrible things to these people and like attack them online. Guys, you're allowed to like be upset and not
privately
comment about it online. Like you can be hurt, you can be sad, whatever, for whatever reason, and just not like berate somebody in their comment section. That can be a thing because like I said earlier, it's real people. Like it's, even if it's an artist, it's just, and I know there's other layers to it. Like I know with the Jojo stuff, everybody's upset that she cheated, and they're like, she cheated on her partner on TV, and
but
there's
even
like all
that,
these layers.
I'm just like, people are in relationships. They're complicated, and people make mistakes. It's like something like a third to half of the population has cheated on a partner. Like, that, are you doing this to your friends? Like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Like, it's a lot of people. A lot of people have cheated. And also, like, the definition of cheating, you know, all this stuff. And, like, it's just so wild to me that you would ever try and think that you know someone's relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
Commenting about it online is crazy. Like, I don't care who it is. That's just wild.
I really think we should limit people to 5 comments a month.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it needs to be regulated. Like, if you...
That's not very many. 5 a month?
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, the
I
people
think that's
that
a
comment
lot.
on this kind of stuff, we would be doing good by limiting them to 5 comments a day because they're so involved in, like, online culture.
No, 5 a day is crazy.
But for these
you're
type of
commenting
people
5
who are
times a
commenting
day-
on everything...
Here, cancel me for this. If you are commenting on the internet 5 times a day, you need to seek psychiatric care. Period. Sorry. Unless it's positive on this podcast.
Yeah,
In which
people
case,
leave nice.
yes.
Like I like leaving
guess-
nice comments.
I don't know. I mean, I still think even with nice comments, that's a lot of time to be.
I guess so.
But like, it's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Another question, just on this kind of theme, as I'm thinking about the different sides to it. The other argument that I'm seeing is around, oh, well, these people have capitalized on queerness or capitalized on their lesbianism, and then now are like, you know, going straight, quote unquote, and like now they get to live, quote unquote, the easy way, and after having capitalized. Thoughts?
Who the fuck thinks, are you stupid? First of all, that's what Republicans say. That's what Republicans say about gay people. First of all, you're using like a Republican talking point. Second of all, are you paying attention to where the media landscape is, who is winning the elections, the clean girl aesthetic? Are you so isolated in your bubble that you think that being queer is a good idea for money? I will tell you right now, it is a very bad idea for money.
Can I plug?
Because first of all, none of you motherfuckers have any money, okay? None of you have any fucking money. I know that you don't, because I keep my tickets cheap for you, and I keep my merch cheap for you, and you're a barista, and you're disabled, and yada, 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 okay? I know you have a lot going on. If you want to make money, you launch a skincare brand for white women, for straight white women.
Yeah.
If I could realistically pretend to be straight and get a BBL and launch a skincare line, are you of course. You think I'd be doing this?
Have you guys
You
seen
think me explaining scissoring to straight people for the 78th time is making me money?
Actually,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Question 1, are you guys familiar with Stevie Bobby? Do you know her? Mac, do you know Stevie Bobby?
Yeah.
Okay, icon. She just posted a video. Everybody who's watching this, who's listening, you should go watch it, where she breaks down basically her path as a lesbian creator on YouTube, like from the start. She's been making videos since like 2006 or something, 2005.
Holy shit.
And she's been through the entire arc of making tech content, so like non-queer content, coming out as gay, starting to make queer content, and like the way that all of that has impacted her finances on YouTube. And like she really breaks it down, shows you the back end. And like I watched that video and I was like, this is my experience. Like any of us who make queer content online, if you could see our analytics and like the CPM, the CPM that we make compared to straight creators, like it's infuriating.
Also, I do think there's a real boom and bust element to being a queer creator because like people use you during their coming out process and then they kind of discard you. When they've created their own queer. I'm not trying to be like a dick. Like, it's great that we're here for you. I honestly never wanted to be here for you. I just wanted to make comedy. But from doing this, I have now learned that people come when they're coming out, stay with you for a certain amount of time, and then they leave when they no longer need the support. And again, I'm really fine if like that's the way you're using it. But like, that's not a stable revenue sort of thing, especially as you age and you're not relevant to the coming out population anymore. You're not like the same age as them. But I also think like if you look at society, what Stevie Bobby's talking about is mirrored in the queer movement where we had like, we thought we were like totally accepted.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, no, we weren't. Like not even close.
We were never safe.
And it's busted. It boomed, and then it's like now it's lost its currency, its value. So like, it's just such a stupid move to be a gay creator. Honestly, it's like,
and this is where,
and I don't even want to be a gay creator. I want to be a comedy creator, but I literally can't be. I can't. Like, I can't.
Yeah, she talks about that. Like, she talks about that. She thinks about, what if she had never come out online and had just kept making tech content, like where she could be today? And she talks about what we've talked about on this podcast in terms of sponsorships and Patreon, and how queer creators get stuck into this trap. Like, I'm in the trap on my personal channel where you have to take these like kind of adult, quote unquote, sponsorships because they pay you what you're worth. They pay you what you should be being paid.
They don't actually, ALAYNA. They don't.
Okay.
They are way paying compared to other sponsorships.
Okay, well, they're paying better than any of like the quote unquote regular sponsorships I get don't. Anyway, the point is that you start taking these like adult partnerships, which in and of itself for me is not a problem. This is stuff that I believe in. It's stuff I'm proud to promote. It's stuff that fits with my content. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is that then YouTube will flag your content as inappropriate because you have these sponsorships, and other sponsors won't sponsor you because you're promoting these adult products. And so then the only sponsorships you can get are these types of products. And then once the kind of queerness shiny thing wears off, which is now happening, in the world, like we were just talking about, even those sponsors start to move to other creators or are like looking at other revenue streams or whatever it is. And then we're just kind of left going, hey, can you support us on Patreon? Because that's the only way that we can live, like online as a job.
I'll put it out there that sex toy brand that is constantly getting all of us, I'm not going to say which brand it is, pays about, I don't know what they're paying you. I know they pay other people way less. But I'm talking about a different one. The one you're talking about does not pay well. The one that does everybody does not pay well at all. Well, I don't know what the other one you're talking about, but the one that I'm talking about pays me for 6, I don't even remember, I can get it, posts over the year on Instagram, pays about and
total?
I think per post.
Okay. I was
no. Insane.
Let me find out exactly what it is.
Okay.
But for that same amount of work, a salad company offered. These sex toy companies severely underpay because they go after people who I don't know if they know, but like, I'm sure they're met with dismissal by straight creators. I actually don't take adult content anymore because I can't, like. And
it's a tricky thing because it's like, on the one hand, I'm like, there is a level of I have to in there because it's like, I need to, again, Stevie breaks this down really well in her content about how like, making content costs money And then like if you're not making money in your ad revenue, like through YouTube views, if you're not making money, the only way to make money is through sponsorships and Patreon in order to pay the people who help you make the content anyway. Yeah. So there is a level of I have to with the adult toy companies, but also there's a level of it like makes sense for my content and I like these companies.
Totally.
And like I actually think they make good stuff. Yeah. So it's more the irritation I feel at like other brands will actively tell me like, oh, actually we can't work with you because of these posts that you have on your channel. And it's like, it's a nightmare. Basically, making queer content is, I consider this queer content. We're having gay sex, I guess technically is. I definitely think it's Hugh's comedy, but like, and more like sexuality in general. But like the content that I put on my Instagram is not queer content. It's comedy. Yeah, but it's comedy. Yeah, but it's also just crazy to me because of who your audience is, what type of attention you get. Like I have friends who are comics who are way smaller than me who get way more opportunities simply because the people watching their stuff are more influential in Hollywood or in different spaces. Whereas the people who are watching my stuff are young bisexuals who are baristas. And like, I'm very grateful that you're watching my stuff, but like, this is another reason why queer creators, it's like harder to get them elevated. It's because we are contained into a subculture that people outside of the subculture are not talking about. Yeah. And that happens a little less with, I would say, gay male creators. I think gay male creators break into a straight female audience in a way that we don't. Especially when they are like fashion, makeup, you know, stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I'm not trying to be a dick. Like I'm being, there's exceptions to all these rules, but like, yeah, it's a very interesting thing. And basically, no one's trying to capitalize on the gay market for long-term benefit. Yeah. Well, and to kind of take it back to the, I almost want to say to the who cares place, not who cares, but like, it's like moments in time when somebody is figuring out their identity and is identifying with a community, or like if somebody like, and maybe I'm also biased because obviously like I literally had this experience where I made a part of my career around being bi, like that was, and at the time I thought that was true. Like at the time, this was a community that I was a part of, I was active in, it was important to me, I valued it, and I wanted to make content about it. I wanted to be a voice within it. Like I wanted all of those different things. It wasn't about capitalizing. But then when I kind of entered this new, you know, I had my big oopsie moment and was like, well, now like I'm gay. I had a big oopsie moment too, and after that I was considering being straight, so I get it. Yeah, we all get it. And then there was a part of me that was afraid that people were going to say, oh, she was capitalizing on the bi identity. Yeah. And now when I see that in Fletcher's comments, I see it in Jojo's comments, people saying she capitalized on being gay. It's like, or was she just celebrating who she was at that time and making content about that experience, and now she's having a different experience. Yeah.
People need to remember that if this happens, like it's happening with Fletcher and Jojo, and they start dating a man, or whoever starts dating a man, it's not their fault, the guys that then come comment on their reels and are like, oh, so you can change a lesbian. Like, that is not their responsibility. And that's such a good point. You know what I mean? Because I know that's what makes a lot of people upset, is like, okay, now this helps. This is proof for the conservative narrative that you can change a lesbian, you can change somebody's sexuality, you just haven't met the right guy. That's not their responsibility, and it's also not their fault. Yeah. Like, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. These are just people. It's not their job to fix that conservative mindset. That's more of a societal problem. And it's not going to be changed by one person. Like, the people who thought that before, that you just have to meet the right guy, still think that, regardless of Jojo and Fletcher.
Yeah.
And the people who didn't think that
real.
still don't think that.
They don't know who Jojo and Fletcher are.
Yeah, this is the first time they've ever seen
that. Your 75-year-old Uncle Bob is not going to be at Thanksgiving being like, what about Jojo Siwa? Like he's not at Thanksgiving. He's not like, aware Becky's of the discourse. Hot
in your vintage t-shirt. You guys hear that new Fletcher song? Becky's.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like, most of the time when you're fighting in the comments with people, you're fighting with people who like 98% agree with you on everything.
And that's what I was going to say next is like, again, this is something that we've kind of gone over on this show. I feel like we've said it a lot of times. And Ashley, you even said it a bit earlier, but like what you're saying, Mac, the problem isn't this creator now like confirming the beliefs of conservative folks or people who or homophobic folks or whatever. The problem is like, we in the comments eat each other. Like, we're not on each other's team. So like, how are we going to get anything done if we're just...
I can't wait for you guys to watch the latest version of my show.
Oh my God, me too.
Girl,
it is interesting when you turn an identity into media, when you turn a person into media, when you turn them into the written form or the video form, an edited form, it doesn't really leave a whole lot of room for ambiguity and change and discussion, like, and that's how we all treat each other, because we're as much media as we are people now. We spend more time communicating via text than over the phone or in person. We spend more time watching them and reading than we do with people having conversations. And I don't think it's surprising that the way we treat each other is as if we are pieces of media. It's crazy.
Should we take a question?
Yeah, quick, because I got to go save my cat.
How's everybody's Pride Month going otherwise?
I forget that it's Pride Month, but that's just because things are so hectic over here.
Oh, Ashley, I went to the Getty. I had a cultural experience at the Getty last night.
Oh my God, did you love it?
It was beautiful. We were there.
It's like one of my favorite places on earth.
Best event I've ever been to. We got invited for a Pride event and they were displaying new art. And we were, oh my God, you guys. It was like us and then just tons of like old queer people.
Fuck yeah.
It was the best event I've ever been to. It was so fucking cool. And I was like, I'm going to be
old gay
such
people
a cool
are so
old
much
lesbian.
better than young gay people.
Oh my God.
Did I ever tell you guys about this trans man I met?
Good.
No. My ASL interpreter in Houston, Texas was a 70-year-old trans man. 5'0", totally bald. I just want to paint a picture. Danny DeVito.
With you.
So he came in. He was like, hey, I'm your translator. Trans, didn't get the surgery. And I was like, thank you so much. And I was just like, a Gen Z kid would have a heart attack. Like a cis, bisexual, white little femme or a purple-haired, non-binary white kid would be like...
Heart attack by proxy.
You know you're valid if you don't get the surgery. You don't
you're
need to tell
valid.
people your
valid.
business.
But I was just like, this man has had a lifetime of people in Texas asking him about his genitals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he opens with that.
And so he opens with it, and he's fine. He's okay. He's a resilient person. And I was, exactly. And I was just like, can I take this energy? How do I present you? How do I present you to the kids that like go home crying about practically nothing?
Yeah.
How do I show you that how do I show you to show people that gay people are strong?
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking badass. Trans didn't get the surgery. I think before I knew his name.
You know what? I love the way you just framed that it was like your classic Ashley message of like, stop being a little baby, but framed as, how do I show Gen Z, how do I show Gen Alpha that gay people are strong? Like, that idea, that has just now did something in my brain of like,
that's what I'm trying to write in my show right now.
Yeah, like when
you're not
thinking,
fragile. You're
no.
strong.
And the whole, it's like the kind of question around, okay, well, what we know that we've fallen into this place where the kind of like fragile, eating each other alive, infighting. We kind of know that we've gotten to that place now, and the conversation is starting to shift, but I haven't really seen, like, where's it shifting to? How about we shift it to, we need to show the younger queer generation and just people in general that queer people are strong. I really like that. I really like that.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Thank you, old trans man who signed at my show. Thank you for telling me about your genitals. I wasn't thinking about them, but now I am.
I wasn't.
Flip it on its head. I'm tired of you thinking about my genitals. No, you're only going to think about my genitals.
You're always, I'm going to make sure you're thinking about my genitals. Well, and I'm also trying to think of,
I gotta go.
You know, bringing 10 minutes?
Okay, go ahead.
Mac, are you looking for a question?
I'm trying to log in. So yes, but I'm not.
Okay,
there yet.
I kind of have two, but just a final thought. I'm also trying to think of the, like, bring the kind of therapist in training lens to it. And I'm wondering how to kind of also add into this conversation a piece around, like, there can be strength and there can also be very real damage that's being done. So, like, this man feeling like it's necessary to open with telling you about his genitals.
He also just might have been a weird guy.
Sure, but I just mean that, like, I'm like, how can we kind of say it can be both, that you can both kind of find resilience, find strength, and, like, try to operate and make choices from that place. And also, like, the world is enacting true, real violence on queer people every single day in big and small ways. And we're also not trying to say that that's not real or doesn't matter and that doesn't have an impact. It's like,
well, you have to select, and I know people don't believe in doing this anymore, but you have to separate the personal from the political.
Yeah.
I was having a personal conversation with this man, and we can know that people are trying to make it harder and harder for trans people to get care. And maybe that's why he didn't get the care that he wanted, or maybe he that's not something that he felt he wanted or needed to do for whatever reason. It is, you know, a super complicated surgery, especially for trans men. But, like, the conversations that we have with each other don't have to be political messages or stand-ins for our beliefs.
Yeah.
We can have conversations where we play with different arguments to try and understand each other, even if we don't believe those arguments. Or, like, we could, and when I say argument, I mean, like, ideas and discussion. I don't mean like an argument. You know what I mean? Like, I do. Yeah. It's like, playing devil's advocate doesn't have to be like you're being a troll. It can be like, you can do thought experiments with each other. You can try and for a little while be like, I'm going to engage with this racist person to try and reduce harm and still know that they're being racist and this does not reflect my full politics on this particular issue. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like, I do. It's like having a conversation and engaging with a viewpoint that you disagree with doesn't, like, invalidate your identity and your work to uphold the things that you believe in. Yeah, because you're not,
right?
like before, you're not a piece of media. This is not a public statement.
Yeah.
It's not going online. It's not going into a book. You're not making a video.
Yeah,
you're just having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You guys really are kind to indulge me on this topic that I'm obsessed with. But
oh no, I think it's important. It's like because it's even hard to wrap. It's really even hard to imagine, because like when I think about, like, I do it too when I'm having conversations. It's like, but it's also because I've been online for like my entire adult life.
But ALAYNA, everyone feels that way. Not just the people who are online, like the people who grew up watching you.
Is like, it's like in the back of your head, like, how would everything I'm saying be perceived by the entire world? Because there's this fear. We've talked about this before. There's like this fear, but I don't think we're indulging you, because I think it is important that we try and like bring some humanity back into our relationships. Like, we're fighting for that in a way.
Yeah. The other day I was like talking to a trans person in my crowd, and she had been going through a divorce, and her wife, you know, it appeared that her wife was transphobic. And I was like, well, how did you like know that? Like, what, you know, I was really getting into the nitty gritty with her. And at one point she said something like that made it sound like, and this was not her larger point, but I think what the audience heard was that, you know, her wife was no longer interested in her sexually after she began transitioning. And I could feel this tension fall over the room.
Yeah.
Because the way that we're supposed to discuss that online is, if you are not attracted to trans people, then it's more complicated than this, then you are transphobic. When the reality is, this woman could just be attracted to male bodies. You know, and
or to men,
right? The gender, maybe it's more of a gender thing than a sex thing. But I remember the room feeling so tense, like, how are you gonna get out of this? And in my soul, I was like, I am not gonna pretend that this isn't a complicated issue, and I'm not going to run away from complicated issues on stage ever again. Ever, because it is such an important part of what I do to like model to people how this woman can have a sexuality that is her sexuality, and also be transphobic, and you know, you know, like, it was just really important to have the conversation, no matter how uncomfortable it was, when it would have been so much easier for me as a gay comedian to be like, yep, she sounds transphobic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because by talking about it, we got to the really funny thing, which was, I was like, well, how did you, like, what was that process when you figured out she was transphobic? And she said that her ex was basically bargaining with her. She was like, okay, well, don't go on the hormones, but I will call you by your new name. And I was like, that's funny. That is so funny that someone could be that stupid. Because first of all, if I were trans and I had to pick between a dick and my name, I'm going with the dick. I'm going with the dick, and the fact that you think that those things are equal is, you're done.
Yes. That's the transphobia.
That, right, exactly. That's the transphobia. That you think this, and oddly, weirdly, very open to a very fluid definition of gender, if like you're bargaining about which pieces of womanhood you're gonna.
Oh God.
But that, I thought, now we've gotten somewhere interesting. Whereas before we were just sitting in discomfort, and everyone was going home being like, silently, but in closed doors, being like, that is really complicated, but I'm not talking about that publicly.
Yeah.
Damn, Ashley, you kind of ate that up. Like, I did not know where you were going with that. I was like, how the fuck would you navigate that?
Yeah.
That's
I was
hilarious.
waiting to hear.
Well, I'm going to put it online, like, because it's just really, I just really want to model those conversations if I can. And tell people to kill themselves. I think that's another really important thing that I'm doing.
Hold on, wait.
No,
I have something.
What are you?
I have something for you.
How could you possibly bring up an audio right now if it's the audio I think it is?
Just wait. I have
Actually,
something.
it better be neither of the audios that I think it is.
Just wait. I have
It
something.
better be a good audio.
Just wait. I have.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome, son.
We heard it the first time.
Should we do a quick question?
Yeah,
I have
found
to
a
leave.
quick one.
A quick
Okay,
one.
leave.
Oh
Say the question.
Who's your hall pass?
no, that's not the question. I saw that question. It's who would you choose for the others?
What?
The question is
Really?
who would you choose for the others hall pass?
Oh,
I want to
think
see
I might be
Mac fuck
illiterate.
someone mask.
I would too. I would.
Really?
You're right. Oh, I absolutely would.
Like who?
Some,
who would
guys,
you?
sometimes I see a hot mask and I'm like, yup.
Ashlyn Harris?
I'm not really into blondes.
Oh, right.
All right, the light eyes. It's frightening
Let me think.
for you.
Not super mask. Actually, no, you guys are gonna tell me this is not mask. Actually, no, her character is mask.
Katie O'Brien.
Yeah, Katie O'Brien. I can't remember her name. It's a character. in a
I
movie.
must go. I love you guys, but I must
Say
leave.
it.
I'll leave
Say
this
it.
open.
Will you give us a hall pass?
Just really quick.
Just
say
tell
it
us
really
who ours are, and then we'll
fuck
end
literally everybody all the
it.
time.
Tell who's my hall pass and who's Mac's hall pass. You tell us,
Yeah,
and then we'll
come
end
on.
it.
I was going to say Katie O'Brien, so I agree.
for both of us.
Elena's hall pass is me. Thank you guys so much for listening. What did we have for dinner?
What did we have? What did we even talk about today? We had something for Pride. We had something that lesbians have. Something that
Dick.
Rocks.
Sometimes they have dick, and that's okay.
and there's a lot of nuance in that statement.
There's
to
so
be
much
honest.
nuance in the statement that lesbians have dick, and I think all of it is beautiful.
I stand by it.
Guys,
Thanks for
can we
listening,
do-
everybody.
Wait, can we do the hall pass question next time? Because I really want to think of your guys'.
Yes. yes. Okay, go save Fulton.
Chosen Family is a Forever Dog production, hosted by Ashley Gavin, ALAYNA Joy, and Mac INGEMI. Edited by Danny Jewell, executive produced by Zoe Applebaum. Forever Dog Productions is Joe Cilio, Alex Ramsey, and Brett Bellum.
Forever.